Hi, this is video 2, continuation from the previous video. So in previous video, we stopped about when we were started discussing about the self-hosted agent, right? So now in this video, what we will do, we will create this particular VM in Azure Cloud and make that VM as a self-hosted agent by installing Terraform to it. So first we need to create a VM and then install Terraform and then attach it as a self-hosted agent. Okay, let's get started. So we'll go and create one virtual machine. Create a virtual machine. And we'll go for creating a new resource group called demo. Virtual machine name to be self-hosted agent. Let it be in Central India. Leave the things as it is. I'll go for Windows 2022 data center. Okay, so make sure that you are selecting Windows Server 2022 data center. And then you can just go for the sizes. Let it be 2 vCPU and 8 GB RAM and login credentials. And check in the disk. Everything is okay. And then under networking, it must choose a default network name like this. If it is not, you can just go and click this create new and you can give a name and say okay. If it is coming created, then fine. If not, you can go and create it by yourself. And that's it. Let's create it now. It's running the final validation. Once the validation is passed, let me just click create. Yes, the VM creation is successful. I paused the video just for 1 minute. Yeah, I'll just go to the resource. Yeah, this is the VM we created. Now let us make this VM as a self-hosted agent. For that, let me just take an RDP, connect this public IP address and go for RDP client. That's one way. Another way is you can just go and connect and connect. You can download the RDP file. That's another way. I'll search for RDP client. And I have dual screen, so always it opens in my primary screen. I'll just bring it here and say connect. And it's asking me the credentials. Let me key in the credentials. Let me type in once again. Yes. Yeah, meanwhile, when this VM is getting loaded, what we will do next that we need to download this Terraform file and place in one folder. We don't need to install. It's an application. So we don't need to install. We directly have to keep it in one folder. And where we keep that folder path, we will add it to environment variable so that Terraform command, if you execute being in any folder, so system will detect automatically the Terraform application and then start executing that particular command. So what we will do, we will just download and then create a folder and paste that application in one folder. That's it. Okay, let me check my VM. Still, it is loading. Can close this particular server manager. And then open a Microsoft Edge browser. Yeah, start without your data, confirm and continue. So here search for a Terraform download. Select the first link. Depends upon your system. You have to download, but here every one of you are might be using this Windows because you created a VMS window. So I'll just go for Window AMD version. I will just download. So this we are doing it in the VM what we created in Azure, right? Everyone's VM will be 2022 data center. Let me go to the folder, unzip it. I need this file. I can copy this file. Otherwise, I can even use this downloaded file itself into the path, but let us not do that. I'll go to C drive. I'll create one new folder called Terraform. Inside this folder, I'll place this file and then select the path. I'll say Control C, and then I'll go and search for environment variable. Yeah, edit system environment variables. Environment variable. By selecting path, you go and click on edit, add a new, and place it and say okay, okay, okay. That's it. So the Terraform installation steps are over. Now, next thing is that we need to connect this to this Azure DevOps project. For that, we need to do a couple of things in our project and then come back to our self-hosted agent and we will run some commands. Um, okay, let me go to my project. So this is my project. Okay, and you can go to the project settings. If in case you missed this somewhere, go to Azure DevOps organization, select the project, and this is a project setting. So let's have multiple tab because we might need it. So this is okay. I'm just having multiple tabs for doing some various activities. I'll go with this project settings first and let's add agent pool. Right now we don't have any. Let's add a pool. It's a self-hosted agent. Name let it be self-hosted agent. And this self-hosted agent can be used for all the pipelines. We are giving the permission to all the pipeline and say create. And then let's get inside this. Right now we don't have any agent installed. Let's add it. So now what we need to do, we need to download this and place it in the virtual machine. So this is the virtual machine. And this is, if I download, it will download to my machine. So one way is you can download here and then copy paste it. Another way is what you can do, you can log into your DevOps organization in case if you are sitting at home and if your internet is not that good. What you can do, you can just log into this ax.dev.login to Azure and let's log in. So this is a new VM. Again, you have to log in. This is not the VM. It's not your laptop. This is a new VM, right? So let me key in my credentials. Let me key in the password. So if in case it is asking you to create a new organization, it means then the directory is different. Go for your default directory. The moment you select your default directory, then you can see your organization and then the project. So you can click the project directly. It takes you to the project and go to project settings and then agent pool. Instead of doing it on your laptop, you're doing it in this VM. I'll go to Shaw and then add a new agent. Let's download. The download here will happen in seconds because that much speed you get it from Azure network. So download happened successfully. Now next thing is that we need to run these commands. So for that, let me just go and open a PowerShell, not command prompt. Let me run this PowerShell as administrator. I'll say I want to create one directory first. That is mkdir agent. And let's get inside that agent. And then we need to run this command to install the necessary plugins so that this VM can act like a self-hosted agent. So you have downloaded, right? So this is the agent we are just trying to install. Just wait for a couple of seconds. Once this is done, then we will just configure it and just run it. And once we run it, we can even test whether the agent is up and running or not. Anyways, I don't need this. I'll just close this first. Right now, if you see, there is no any agent added. When I config, the agent gets added. When I run it, the agent will become online. Great. Let's go and configure it. For that, the command is config.cmd. And it is asking me the server URL. And that's nothing but your DevOps organization URL. So this is my organization. Let me just copy this organization and paste it here and hit enter. And how do you want to authenticate? Okay, what is this actually? Let me just take you to my whiteboard. Okay, this agent you are trying to register, right? So if there is no any authentication, anybody can register, right? So you have to authenticate. So from project, let's create one access token, and that token we will paste it here just to verify that the person who is related to the project is what is adding this self-hosted agent also. So for that, what I will do, I'll go back to my VM. This is Azure Virtual Machine. And then if I want, I can generate here, or otherwise I can even generate in my laptop. I'll go to the new tab in here. I'll go for accessing personal access token and create a new token. Name it as token. And I'm going to give full access and say create. I need this token. I'm going to my Azure VM and I'll paste it and hit enter. So the time was little, okay, I just pasted in the wrong place. I'll just paste it here now. Yeah, agent name, self-hosted agent, self-hosted agent. It is scanning for the tool capabilities. Let us wait for a few seconds. And you can say work folder, nothing. No, no. Great. Now if you go to your, I don't need this anymore. I also don't need this. When I just go to agent, you can see that agent is registered, but it is offline. So when I run, then it becomes online. So it came back to VM, Azure VM. Let me run it. Okay, I'll go back to my system and let me refresh. Okay, it is still under execution. Yes, it is listening for the job now. Now I minimize and yeah, you can see that the agent is online now. Perfect. So what we have done, this part is done. So it has Terraform installed and then it is been added as an agent now. Now when I go and run pipeline, this pipeline will create resources here. So that's the idea. Now, before we go, we need to do a couple of things. I don't need this. Okay, we need to do some couple of things that we need to give authority for this Azure DevOps to create some resources on Azure Cloud. Even though our code is running our project, but still we need to give a non-interactive account as service connection. And with that service connection, Azure DevOps will authenticate to Azure Cloud so that it can create necessary resources. Okay, that we will see in the next video.